Hello, friends. Nicole Vincent here. Today, I've got Fern, a Fern's favorite finds here. She is, oh my goodness, guys. She was turning 50 and found herself empty nester. Like so many women are in that spot, and it's like, who am I? And then she found the Amazon influencer program and is just killing it. She is doing so phenomenal. She's having so much fun, and she was determined to teach herself, and she has, going from not understanding computers or technology at all to having a lot of success. She's having a solid 1K and over months for several months now, and is just doing great. So Fern, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so excited to
Thank
hear
you,
your story.
Nicole. Thank you for having me. It's gonna be
So
fun.
it's so fun. Before we started recording, you were telling me that you were a gym owner before and a PTO mom, and just kind of at that space, and then COVID hit and kind of just changed things for you. So can you kind of tell us like where you were at in your life and what you were looking for and how you found the influencer program?
Sure. So I like to joke and say that I retired when I was in my 20s because I became a stay-at-home mom. So I used to work in the banking field, and I left that to become a stay-at-home mom when we started traveling a little bit for my husband's career as he was growing in what he was doing. So I raised our three kids, loved every minute of it. I was PTO president for 10 plus years.
Wow.
I was a football mom, lacrosse mom, field hockey mom, soccer mom. Like I was the mom that was in charge of all the snacks and putting together all the things. So always been very involved with the kids in their activities. But then one by one, they had the audacity to leave the house
The
and leave me
nerve, the
behind
nerve.
after everything. So we do have one left at the house. She's doing her master's program, so she did come back home, but she'll be gone come the summer. So then COVID came. Before that, I've always been into working out. When I turned 40, never stepped foot in the gym in my entire life. All of a sudden, I turned 40 and I was like, whoa. I'm like out of breath playing with the kids. Like, I need to do something about
It's
this.
cruel
This is
what
crazy.
happens to your body at 40. It's just
Ring
like
Around
every
the Rosie
decade.
was wiping me out. Like, I couldn't do Ring Around the Rosie. I was so out of shape. So I started working out at home, doing some P90X and all of that at home. Found myself into a gym, fell in love with that whole thing, found a CrossFit gym that I joined. And then after being in CrossFit for about a couple of years, I became part owner. So I owned the gym for about 6 years. Loved it. It's to this day, I still do CrossFit. I did a lot of CrossFit competitions. Like
Wow.
I just love it. So it's been 10 plus years of me still doing this. And then COVID came. My mom has had dementia and Alzheimer's, and she passed away right at the beginning of COVID, which it was hard for us because we couldn't have a proper funeral
Yeah.
because she literally passed away in April and we shut down in March. So
Yeah.
not having that goodbye was really tough. So now here we are, in the middle of COVID. I got out of the gym world. I, left owning a gym because did not know what was going to happen going forth with COVID, how long that was going to last, how long we were going to be shut down. So I left that. So then I found myself one day going, okay, I'm turning 50. My mom has passed away, so that was really hard. I lost don't have my gym anymore. At the same time, my mom passed away, and my second child had moved out. So then that left the one, and I'm like, who the hell am I? Like, what do I do? I found myself getting up, working out, and then coming home and just staring at the walls like, I'm 50 years old, an empty nester. I'm no longer needed for PTO. I'm no longer needed as a coach. I'm no longer really needed as a mom because they're grown. I'm like, what do I do? Like, I didn't have to go back to work, but I want to go back to work. So I did go and become a substitute teacher. Did that for three
That's a brave
years.
choice.
Because I loved helping. That was
Yeah.
the thing. I loved showing people what I know and helping. But the education is not what it was when my kids were little and we were there. It's so different. So I said, I got to find something else. Well, during COVID, I started watching people becoming stars on TikTok and filming and doing all that fun stuff. And I started seeing Amazon popping up a lot, and people were saying, "Oh yeah, you can make X amount of money." And I'm thinking that's going to be a scam. Like that
I
can't
think we
be.
all thought that.
Yeah, I'm like that's going to be a scam. That can't be real. But I watched for about a year, like
Wow.
never really going and checking things out because everybody was selling courses. And I'm like, if they're selling a course, that's got to be a scam. Like, I'm going to pay money for what? Just watched. And then one day I saw this woman named Nikki, and she was on, and I'm like, wait, she's about a little bit old. She's a little bit older than me. And she's talking about it because up until then, I had been seeing young people. That's why
Yeah.
I'm thinking it was a scam. So I came across Nikki, and then she paired up with this guy named Vince, and the two of them together started talking about the program. So I started following them, and I followed them for months. And then they were running a special on a course that was going to walk you through step by step how to sign up for the program. So I'm like, okay, it was $100 for the course. My husband's like, just go for it. Just go for it. You go to TJ Maxx and spend that on stuff that I think is silly. I think we can go ahead and do this course. And I'm like, all right. I don't even know how to get stuff from my cloud. As I use, I'm asking my kids, how do I download stuff? And I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I need to prove to myself that I can, that you're not too old to start something. Not only start, learn new things, start new things, start a completely different career path than you've ever had. But I also needed to prove to myself that I can do it without asking my kids, my husband. I did not want them to show me. I had to open up emails. I had to open up like Instagram account, a Facebook, a TikTok, a YouTube. I did all of this on my own. There was no chat GBT going back a year plus ago. I had
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
chat to help me. I had to figure it out on my own. And their course literally walked you through to get approved into the program. And then that's where the course kind of ended. And then the rest you had to kind of figure it out on your own. And I'm like, shit. So many times I'm like picking up the phone to text my husband, and I'm like, nope. Nope, I can't ask them about the computer.
You were
I
taking that
gotta do
challenge
it.
head on, weren't you?
I'm like, if I'm gonna start this, I gotta do it. I can't have my kids editing for me. I can't have my husband editing. I can't have them, telling me, okay, I'll put together I'll open up your new email and it'll be, nope. I was determined that if I was gonna do this, I'm gonna learn how to do it and do it on my own.
I love it. I
And
love
here
it.
we are, and I'm still doing it and still loving it.
I love that because I think that there's so many people, especially women, that find themselves at that empty nest point. And you're like, I'm no longer like, yes, you're always a mother, but you're not needed like you used to be. And it is like an identity crisis and it can be really jarring. And so
Yeah.
finding something like the Amazon influencer program to learn and grow and make money at is fun, right? Like it's really rewarding. So as you're learning and as you're growing, like how did that affect you, like emotionally? Like what did that teach you about yourself as you went through that process?
Um, Things. That was like the biggest like
Say that
aha
one more time
moment.
because your audio clipped out for a second.
Oh, it was like an aha moment for me that I still say this, like I'm not too old to learn new things. You can do it. You just have to want to do it. And by not relying on my family to help me and me wanting to do it on my own, I find myself wanting to learn more, how to do more, and to see where I am now, compared to even 6 months ago. I've done so much even in the last 6 months than I did like in the year plus being in this program, all on my own. I figured this out.
I love that. And this is the type of program that you can figure out, right? Like there
Yeah,
are so many resources out there, YouTube, Chat GPT. Well, Chat GPT is a little iffy on the resources, like for the back end stuff, but
yeah.
Facebook groups, things like that, that can be so beneficial and helpful for people trying to figure this out and learn how to do it. So I'm curious, as you're learning all these skills, what was the hardest part for you? What was the hardest part?
The technology, by far, the technology. And then so I knew the concept because I learned through the course and I started following people, and I knew with the Amazon program that it was like, you've got a product and you talk about how you use this product. But then as I'm talking to you and I'm like, well, you don't want to post that video if you're going to keep saying, or you're going to pause for a minute. And so you have to cut all that out. And I remember the first time somebody talked about using CapCut, and I downloaded CapCut and I sat there staring at my phone going, okay, so the video is here. How do I edit? Like how? So I went into youtube.com, CapCut for Dummies. Everything I searched, I put for dummies because they,
I love
they
it.
will give you the step by step. So I would do CapCut for Dummies. How do I edit? How do I, make my voice sharper? How do I brighten my video? How do I cut those sections that I stop talking because I look down at something and then look back up, or, I'm saying, just because I'm nervous and I don't, how do I do this? And so I researched on YouTube. There's videos for everything you want to learn. Like you have some phenomenal videos. Like I since being in the Amazon program, and I've opened up multiple storefronts in other countries. Thank goodness for your easy, very easy step by steps on how to do it from beginning till, the store is up and running and ready. It's amazing how you can find the information without needing people's help, which is good for me because I'm determined to do this on my own without asking for help.
Yeah.
So,
Because it does, it builds confidence, and not just the skill that you're learning, but that you can learn something new. So when something new comes along, you know that you
yeah.
can figure it out. And, I love doing those tutorial videos, but man, with that latest update that Rob just released with
Oh,
Oink, I'm like, all my videos are no good anymore. Uh,
yeah, I dabbled in a little bit and then I said, all right, I need a little break from that and I'm gonna focus on my other piece that I've been venturing into, which is doing UGC, which I am loving.
so tell us about that a little bit. Yeah.
Loving. Yeah, so I decided that I love doing the videos so much for the Amazon, and the only time you get paid is if somebody watches your video and makes a purchase or a purchase like item from your video, you get commissions off it. And the commissions are small. They're 4%, right? Starting
Yeah, 2 to 4%
three
usually. Yeah.
percent Yeah, so it's not a whole lot. Well, if I contacted ELF directly and said, hey, I will create a video for you. I'm just a Gen X here, empty nester who can create a video for you for my audience like me. And if you want, you can just pay me and I'll give you the video and you can promote it. So they'll contact me back and say, well, we kind of like that deal. So, how much would you charge? You can say whatever. Let's say I say $300 and you get a 50-second video, and I will promote this, and you get the rights to the video and you can run with it and create ads, commercials, Instagram posts, whatever you want to do. The video is all yours. And brands are actually looking for the older Gen X journey, 40 plus women, because they're realizing that we're the ones making the purchases.
That's
We
true.
purchase for our kids. We purchase for everybody in the house. We're the ones that have the money to make these purchases, not these teeny boppers. They're getting the stuff, but they're probably getting it from their moms, a
Yeah.
lot of them. or they're getting brands to send it to them. But brands are starting to realize that the Gen X generations are the money spenders. They're the ones that's going to make those purchases. So having commercials for a foundation for an older woman, and then you have a 20-something-year-old talking about her wrinkles, they're not going to sell product.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we are going to watch that and be
Like,
going, she has no wrinkles. Like, what is she talking about? So you see me on camera and they go, oh, she's got wrinkles. Let me see how much that covers. And once I use the product live so you can see, then you go, oh, all right, it does work. So brands are requesting, Gen X. So I've joined a bunch of platforms. Today I signed 3 contracts. So I'm
nice.
excited about that. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing on top of still doing my Amazon daily.
Yeah,
Still
I'm
doing
curious. So
Amazon daily.
what platforms? So I've heard of a couple. I've heard of Logi, like Levanta, like there's different ones out there. Which ones are you
So
enjoying?
I signed up on Fiverr and I
Okay.
created 1 gig, which was just a being a Gen X, work with me, I'm old, whatever type deal. I'm working on my next 2, which is one is going to be all fitness and nutrition.
Okay.
And then because when I left the gym, when I, got out of being a gym owner, we converted my garage into a CrossFit gym.
Oh,
So
well,
my
there you go.
whole garage is a CrossFit gym. So I've got everything you see in a typical CrossFit gym. I have it in my garage. So I can create content in there, which I have done a lot of content for Amazon on there. So my next gig for Fiverr will be fitness and nutrition, there. And then believe it or not, pet UGC, huge right now.
Okay.
Huge if you have pets. They want, because we baby our babies. They're our babies. Like we baby them.
This is true. This is true.
We buy them clothes. We buy them, good treats. We buy them good food.
Yeah.
We buy them brushes to brush them, shampoos, smelly perfumes. We're the ones, the things to clean their ears, their nose. Like we spend money on our pets when we don't have our kids around, especially.
You're not
So,
wrong. You're not wrong.
yeah. So pet UGC for Gen X women and men is huge right now. My Callie has probably made more money than me because she gets sent so many things, even with the Amazon. She gets sent so much. She's got her own profile. My cat has her own profile and intro video because she gets so many jobs.
That's hilarious. I'm like, how can I use my 3 dogs better?
Yes. Yep. Pet UGC, huge right now.
So we keep using UGC and we know what UGC is, but not everybody
Oh,
knows what UGC is. Can you explain that just a little bit for those that
yeah.
might not
So
understand?
UGC is user generated content. So a brand will send us the product. We create what it is that we work out on our contract, either 30 to 40-second video, 60-second video. Sometimes they want B-rolls, which is just me using the product, but I'm not talking or looking at the camera at all. So I would, I'm just like, doing this, drinking, that's a B-roll. Sometimes they want photos, close up, further away, whatever is in the contract that the brand wants, and everybody wants different things. So I create these videos for them upon our agreed contract, send them either the raw footage or the edited footage, whatever one that they want, they specifically will say, and the brand gets to use it. I never have to promote it on my social media. It doesn't go on my Amazon unless they say to me, you can go ahead and put it in your storefront too and tag us, which a lot of them they do. If they know you're in the Amazon program, they'll say to you, you can go ahead and post it, because that's also giving them, free,
Like exposure as well.
yeah, free exposure. So they will say, go ahead and use it on your Amazon, but I don't have to. It's I create the videos that the brand wants, I ship it to them, move on to the next one. I don't have to
So
do anything else.
that's so interesting because it sounds like it's more structured. Like they have a specific thing that they're looking for. It's not a review video that you're
Yep.
repurposing. So it's a
Sometimes they will give
different,
you a script and say, this is what we need you to say. And they'll tell you the script ahead of time before you agree on the contract because you may get it and look at the script and
like,
be going, I can't say that because if they run a commercial on this and XYZ sees me doing this, they're going to think that I'm actually using that. Let's say, for example, a weight loss pill.
yeah,
And the brand wants you to say, I lost 10 pounds since using this. And you're going, no, I don't believe in that. So, no. So once you read the script, you can still back out without, you know, having any issues.
yeah,
So sometimes they give you a script. Sometimes they say, you know what, we've seen your stuff and you're good. Just go with it.
yeah. So interesting. That's an area that I honestly have not gone into just because I am like, don't give me a script. I'm not going to do anybody's script, but because I'm kind of a brat that way. But I think that definitely there's a lot of people that do like doing that, just the footage or just showing it in action, or the B-roll where it's just a side angle. Like I think that can. There's a lot of people that like that style and like creating that style, and
They
I think that
do.
that's a great thing to be aware of because that
So I
totally.
joined, Fiverr was one that I joined and I've done one. I have one gig posted so that brands can start seeing it. I have
Yeah.
the other two that I'm still working on. Last week I did JoinBrands, and that's the
Okay.
one where today I applied for 3 jobs on there. And on JoinBrands, you have to, unlike Amazon, we cannot purchase and get reimbursed. That's against the rules. On JoinBrands, that's the only way to do it, is you
Interesting.
have to make the purchase. Funny enough, through their Amazon link, which means I now will have a product that I can create a video for and put it on my storefront. But the way JoinBrands is, they will reimburse you for the product, the taxes, and pay you for the job. So
Interesting.
level one, the jobs start at $5 and you can go up to $100, $200 for a job. You just have to agree to purchase the product. Then you send a screenshot of your receipt that you get from Amazon saying you made the product, that you purchased the product. You create whatever. So with JoinBrands, you have to apply for certificates. So a certificate for an Instagram account, a YouTube account, a TikTok account, TikTok shop account, TikTok live account. So that's 5 certificates
Wow.
right there. So that gives you a lot of jobs to choose from because some brands only want to work with you if you have an Instagram or maybe a live or whatever. So then the other ones are creating photos. So then you have to submit a photo of you on as a selfie, one of you using the product, but you're not looking at the camera. So you're just using the product. So there's like 4 certificates on different types of photography that they're looking for. And you submit those. And then if they approve it, you get a certificate on each one. That opens up the category for jobs way more again.
Interesting.
Then the other certificate is how are you on editing? So they want to actually see a video where you did some edits. So and the only one, it has to be under 30 seconds. So it's pretty easy. So that's one. Then they want a video of you doing an unboxing and showing your first reaction. That's another certificate. Another one is like I did a pet one. So I have one of me with my kitty on the camera. She's using one of the products. So that was enough. So they have, I think it's 19 certificates,
Oh, wow.
and I
Okay.
only have 4 left to get. So I've already gotten all the others because I had videos from Amazon. So
Yeah.
I used a lot of them and even the photos, which we use for the screenshot,
Yeah.
the thumbnails. So I submitted pretty much everything that I had from Amazon and got all the certificates.
I love that because using what you've already created and what you already have is so smart. Like if you're only using your video or only using your picture one time, you're wasting it. You're
You're
wasting it.
wasting. Yep. I created a portfolio for me using all the information was all my videos and photos that I've used in the past that I've made content for Amazon.
I love it. I love it. It's just there's so many opportunities and there's so many different directions to go in this business in content creation based on what you enjoy and what your goals are, right? Like there's
Yes,
so many things to
absolutely.
do.
Absolutely.
So you're rocking the UGC world. I love it. So for Amazon, like because you said you're doing solid over $1,000 a month since
Yes.
October. Um, how does that bless your life? Like how like what any changes? Like what does that do for you as a person?
Like I said, I retired back in my 20s when I became a stay-at-home mom. With my husband's career, he's doing really well. So it's not like I had to go back to
Yeah.
work. It was more I wanted to. I wanted to have a purpose for me, like other than just saying somebody says, "What do you do all day?" And I sit here going, "I don't know. I cook, I clean, I make sure laundry's done, dinner's done. I go to the gym, I work out. I don't know." Now I can say, "Oh, let me tell you what it is that I do." So
Yeah.
it's more, I don't even want to say bragging rights. It's because I'm doing it not so much for the money, it's more for so I feel like I have a purpose
Yeah.
in life, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
It does it's so much because there are people that they don't need the extra money. And but having that sense of purpose and having those goals to reach for and
Yeah.
just the money sometimes is just like it like yeah, maybe you don't need that money in the bank, but maybe that money shows you it's a measure to hey, I am having success in this program. It is
Yeah.
working. I am doing a good job. And I think that that has so much value too because it isn't always about the dollars, but the dollars are showing you that hey,
Oh,
I'm
yeah. So it's
succeeding.
it's been fun to have because now I can say, "Oh, I can go buy it with my own money."
Oh, for sure. And that especially I think for stay-at-home moms, even if you have a husband that is
Yes.
so supportive and so good, there's just something that's like so good when you're just like, I can buy it with my own money. I don't know
Yes.
what it is.
Like because being a stay-at-home mom, it's like we only had my husband's income, which is
Yeah.
his income, my income. It's the same
Yeah.
thing. Having my own, it's something about it that's just you don't feel so guilty buying. Not that I ever felt guilty before, and he'll
I
tell
think
you
that's
that. I never felt guilty before buying anything, but it's different because you worked for that.
yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
work for that. And I wish I knew about this when I was a stay-at-home mom. Because let's face it, the amount of stuff our kids had, the amount of videos I could have created
Yeah.
when they were little and even as they're growing, like now my son comes over, I'm like, can you bring your like little handheld thing? I need to add some videos on, video games and stuff. So he'll come and he has whatever the handheld
Yeah.
newest technology is. And I'm like, can I have that for a minute? And I'll create videos, the charging cords, his computer, his mouse, the carrying case, the individual games for his systems. So
Yeah.
when he comes over, he usually has that. And I'm like, oh, can I borrow that for a minute? But I'm thinking, darn, the amount of stuff my kids had when they were home and I was home, and like when they went down for naps, I could have created so many videos.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
through the years, as they're growing, they're always getting new things, like just everything. And I'm talking to a neighbor, a young girl that lives across the street. She's 24 years old. And we started walking together because I noticed that she was going for walks. And so I said, you want to go walking together? And she's like, sure. So she asked me one day, she goes, what do you do besides be outside in the garden all day? Because I see you outside all the time and I see you working out in the garage, but do you have a job? And I'm like, I do actually. Where before I'd be like, no, I don't have a job. I just love playing in the dirt and working out. So we started walking and just going walking and talking about the program. Last week, I got her to apply. I got her to open up a TikTok account. I got her putting um one post a day, every day on TikTok. She did it for a month. Every day she was posting, and she's just posting a like biblical lyric on a beautiful photo. That's all she's doing. She got approved, and this week we're working on her 3 videos. And
I love it.
she's like, I can't believe how easy it actually is. Like, I thought it was going to be a lot harder. I says, well, I thought it was a lot harder when I started because I knew nothing and I didn't have anybody around me to ask. I says, you at least have me to ask these questions. And she was so excited that she got applied. She opened up her TikTok a month later, got approved just by following the simple steps.
Yeah, it is not difficult to get in for the most part, but it's not, Amazon doesn't make it super clear how to do it. And so having a friend, having a course,
Right.
like these are things that can be helpful to get through those hoops that you kind of have to jump through to get into the program. And once you get in, you just have to go crazy with the videos, right?
Yes. Yep.
So what are you working towards in 2026? What UGC is definitely on that thing. What else are you working towards for this year?
My goal is to increase at least double by June. I'd like to double my Amazon commissions. I'd like to see that 2K. I'd
That
like to see more, but I also like to use small goals. That's how my brain functions. I don't like to start like I've seen so many people promoting. They're like, start today and you can start making $1,000, a week on Amazon. And I'm thinking, no, no,
maybe
sweetheart.
like 4 or 5 years ago, but not today.
Yeah,
No.
no, not in these days. So when I see that, I always want to comment and be like, be realistic. Don't lie to people because that's blatantly lying. Like you're
Yeah.
not going to make that starting today, you're going to start with $100 a month because you're just starting out. You're not going to have 500 videos up. Maybe you are, but maybe you're not. So it's realistic roles. And like in my head, I said, I want to start making an extra $100. That would be ideal. If I could make what I paid for the program, I'd be happy. I did that in 2 weeks. I made the
Nice.
$100. And I was like, whoa. But back when I started, I don't know, I think we started about the same time, I think.
Yeah, I started in February 2024.
Okay, so that was me. When I started, it took 2 months to get approved. They were so backlogged with people joining that it took 2 months. So
Wow.
somebody said to me, don't sit back and wait. Once you submit your 3 videos, start making videos and just hold them all on your phone. Make the videos, edit them, keep them all. When you get that confetti that
Yeah.
says you're approved, you want to have videos done. I had 100 videos done in those 2 months.
So
I set
smart.
a goal of 5 videos a day. And literally, I would walk into my kitchen, I opened up my utensil drawer, and you start thinking about it. How many of those items are on Amazon? You have your
Probably all.
spatulas, your spoons, your knives you use, just your scissors you use, the containers that you have in your drawer to separate. Once you start, so I started drawer by drawer. Each day I opened up a drawer. I would pick 5 or 6 items, put them on my counter, and I would have the however long it took me to create videos on those. And I went drawer by drawer in the kitchen. And that was one week. The second week, I moved into the bathroom because I didn't want to have everything kitchen. So
Yeah,
then the
yeah.
second week, I moved into the bathroom. Just think about how much stuff you have. You have your towels, you have your toilet paper, shampoos, conditioners, body washes, soaps, just all of that stuff. Your light fixtures, your knobs on your doors, your curtains, your rugs, your actual toilet because Amazon sells
Yeah.
toilets and sinks and faucets and cap. So the second week I did just my bathroom. The third week I moved into my daughter's bedroom. That was a lot of things I found in there between sports bras and all the toiletries and all the things, the decorations on the wall. So I just set goals for me week by week to move from one room to another to slowly build my library And then I would revisit those rooms again and hit different corners. So then when I went in the kitchen, I did all the snacks and then I did the pots and pans and just different parts of the room that I didn't hit the first time. But every day I would pull out 3 to 5 items. It would go on my counter and I couldn't move to the next thing until I did those videos. And then as you start doing them more and more consistently, you become a little faster.
Yeah.
And then when I started my first 100, there was no edits. It was a one shot, like
Yeah.
whatever it is. I didn't know about editing. So however I recorded, that's how it went up. Now I look back and I'm like, gosh, I don't know how anybody bought that. Because if I was watching that video, I would not buy it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the first 100 or so videos, you cringe now watching it because you're like, whoa, how did that even pass? But it does. And here I am now at almost 1,500 videos, going to be 2 years in April, and I'm making a solid 1K plus.
I love it. I love it. I think that that's so motivating because, and so smart because so many people either they're trying to build up their social media in order to be accepted into the program or they're waiting on the process. It's like, just get those videos done and just have them sitting there waiting because once you get through that, your 3 videos approved, go crazy and
Right.
have that
And you
library
want to
ready
have
to
a little
go.
library. So don't just sit back and wait because Amazon is really strict on the first three.
Yeah.
The first three is where you really, really got to do your best, get it done, find a community. Like you have a great community where people can post the videos before you post it to Amazon because you only get 3 shots before you
Yep.
have to completely revamp everything. So post those videos, get the comments, get the recommendations on how to make that video better, get them done because after that, Amazon pretty much lets them go through. You just can't have any medical claims. You
Yeah.
can't swear words. You can't, don't have graphic stuff on your clothes that's inappropriate. So it's a little bit easier to get those videos in. It's just the first three that's the hardest. But after that, so once you get those three and you get them in, just start going around and doing it. And I know and I see it where people are in and they only have 5 videos and they're asking, what's the biggest what's the product that I should be doing? Don't worry about that right now. You got to build your storefront. Don't be
Yeah.
buying all these extensions that's going to show you what the top rated thing. You need to build your storefront so you have so much at home. Amazon has made it so easy on the phone with
Yep.
the little icon, the camera that you can scan a product. So I can be looking at this, scan it with my phone on the Amazon app because there's a little camera and Amazon will bring it right up. Another big tip is go to Amazon and look at your past orders.
Yep.
Look how many products you can go back like I don't even know, 7 years, eight
Oh,
years,
it's more than that because
or more than that, right?
mine goes
10
back to like
years?
2010 or something.
Yeah, so you can go back 10 years and see all the products you have ordered. More importantly, within the last year, well, 2 years, I should say, would be the most important
Yeah.
ones to look at because those products are still selling on Amazon. So if you have those products at home, review them. You already know everything about it. You know why. If I look this little lip gloss up, I think between my daughters and I, we've ordered it 15 times. How do I know? Because I just ordered another one.
Yeah, because you love it.
Because this
And
one's almost empty. So
yeah,
I can easily talk 30 seconds about why I keep getting this. And oh, I don't even have the right one. And the main reason why my daughter gets it is because she's got a Stanley Cup. And this fits perfectly inside the Stanley Cup. So when she's at the gym, she doesn't lose it.
that's hilarious. But
That's why she loves this little thing.
that's hilarious. And I think
So,
that, yeah, it's so important. Like when you are first starting out, like don't worry about, hey, is the carousel full or am I gonna make commissions? Like you've got to get that system down and you've got
yep.
to get your content creation process down.
You got to get good at videotaping, editing, and posting
Yep.
and be comfortable at that before you start worrying about the top products and what you should be. You got to
Exactly.
build your storefront, but you got to work on videotaping and your editing skills so that way you can just bang them out, get them all up
Yep.
there, and be able to do 3, 4 videos a day every day without stressing about it.
Yeah.
So I see too many who have, under 50 videos, but they're so concerned about how do I get on the top carousel? How do I, and people watching are probably going, what are carousels? We don't even know what those are. Like, what does that mean? For the first year that I was in the program, I had no idea. All I knew was my videos either at the top or the bottom. I don't know if they were called carousels. I had no idea.
I had to Google what are carousels when I saw
Yeah.
people talking about. I'm like, what are they talking
Yeah,
about?
I knew top videos, bottom videos. That's all I knew. Top video, bottom videos. Like I didn't know the difference. And too many start focusing on just that they're missing out on just the production part. Like
Yeah.
get those videos done, get those editing done, get those videos posted to your storefront, build up your storefront. Once you get at least a solid 100, then maybe you can start thinking about, okay, strategically, which one of these products is going to sell better. So look it up. Amazon will tell you how many sold within the last month. So if this has been selling 100 in the last month and this only sold, under 20, well, maybe I should make the video on this first before I do this one.
Yeah.
And start building that way. But I think people get started now, even compared to when we started in 2024, the focus I see is so different. They're too focused on, I want to make the $1,000 now. How do I make that now? It doesn't work that way unless you strike a gold and you found that golden product.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
It is totally possible to make $1,000 a month in this
It is.
program and more, but usually not off the bat. It's not like this was, 3 or 4 years ago where you could just have 5 products and make $1,000. Like that's not the program that it is, because there are a lot more influencers out there, but there's still a lot of money to be had. You just have to create
By
that
gold.
library, right? Like have
And
that.
it's funny, my top selling product this month, we're in February. I'm in Massachusetts where I still have 20 inches of snow out there, and it's probably going to snow again this week because that's what happens. We just keep getting blizzard after blizzard.
Oh man.
And I forget that other parts of the world, they're already having
Oh,
sunshine,
it's been 80
beautiful.
degrees here in
Yeah.
Texas.
So my top selling product this month, because it kind of changes, but this month I've sold 120 of a weed puller for the yard, for the garden.
There you
And I'm
go.
thinking, I can't even make a second video on it because I have no grass. I've got
Yeah,
snow. So
that's
I
funny.
can't even go out there and be like, make another video because it's selling so good right now. It's a $13.99 product and it's selling amazing this month. And I'm so mad because I'm so covered in snow that I can't make another video on this product.
Yeah, that's frustrating,
But
but
that's how things
yeah,
happen. Like
you never know when it's
you
going to
never
hit.
know what product you have that you've made. It could be, and now if that product was $100 product, I would have been ecstatic if I was making commissions off of $100 product instead of a $13.99 product. But you don't know what's good. So everybody says, what's the best product to make? What should I be getting? You don't know. Like, how did I know when I made this and I tagged in originally the brand that I bought it from, they're no longer on Amazon. So I had to find
Find a
someone who was
twin.
selling the same product. And it was somebody based out of, I think, Hong Kong or China. And none of their other products are even anything that I could say to them, oh my gosh, my product is selling so good for you. How about we create something else? They don't even have anything else that I would want.
That's funny.
But this product is selling amazing for them.
Yeah.
They're a small
Yeah.
business and it's selling amazing.
There you go. Yeah, you never
You
know what's
just
going to
don't
hit.
know what product is going to be it.
Yeah, that's the truth. And that's why I think like you really should film anything that you have access to. Like don't even stress about it. Do it quick, get it up there because you never know what's going to hit. And then when are out of everything in your house, which can take a lot of time, that's when you start the product research. That's when you
Yes.
start, reaching out on creator connections and things like that and branching out in your product acquisition endeavors.
Yeah, which between Creator Connection and the Oink program, that's what got me to where I am today.
Yeah.
That was the boost that I need, that got me over constant 500. So I was constant 500 for 7, 8 months. And I was ecstatic with that. Hit 600, super excited about that. And just watching it grow month by month. But then once I got into the Creator Connection program and got into the Oink program, and it took me a little bit to get into Oink because I thought it was a scam.
You're like, this
I
is too
see
good to
this,
be true.
I see this bald guy talking about like, download this. And I'm like, the only reason why I really did it was because it was free. No, was it free?
He
Did
had
I
it free for a little window.
for a
He
little
does
bit?
have a
So
free version.
I think he had a free version. And then I think I joined with that. And then I started seeing, whoa, it really is not like I can get a lot done with a free. And then I instantly joined for the yearly, which now the price has gone up since, and it's worth everything.
It's worth
Everything.
double, triple what is like what
It
he
really
charges.
is. Just the community program, and what it does and everything he keeps adding to it. And we're
I
still paying the
know.
same price. Like it's a phenomenal extension to have. And that between the Creator Connections and the Yoink program, it definitely boosted me tremendous. Like I made the $100 that I paid for the program, I made it again within the first 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was definitely worth paying for it. The free version is good, but if you want to get to the next level, I highly recommend getting the yearly because it does so
Yeah.
much.
Well, and it's such a better value. It's only 250 a month or 250 a year. And
A
it's even
year.
less. It's like 225 if you have a discount code, which Fern's discount code will be in the description with this video. But it's so important to have the right tools, have the right resources, and utilize them, right? Like find
Right,
what works for you
absolutely.
and incorporate
And
those
with the
things.
Yoink program, I like that he has the monthly and then the yearly. It's a better price with the yearly, but if you're skeptical like I was at first and you're like, oh, I don't know, am I really going to see a difference? Well, then do the monthly and you
Yeah.
can use the discount code on the monthly and save a couple of extra bucks and then see how much of money you're going to make in that month. Or maybe you need 2 solid months to really see, but I guarantee that 1 month alone, you're going to see that you increase. And the Oink program has that tracker that lets you keep track how much money it made you, like how much money you
Yep.
made since you joined the program. So it's a visual thing. So
It
when
is.
I saw that, I did the 1 month, and when I saw that number like going up, it was a no-brainer. I bought the yearly because I'm thinking, wow, if I've already made my money back in 2 weeks, what I paid for the program, what am I going to do when I'm in it? With the 1 year program with all the things that he has. And it
Yeah.
was a no-brainer. It was the best decision that I made.
I 100% agree. I think that it is like the most valuable tool that any influencer can utilize if they are wanting to actually take it serious and have success within this business. Whether it doesn't matter what your goal is, I don't think. I think if you're just wanting to make income and you're putting stuff out, whatever your number is, doing that on for like just the today sales scan alone
Yes.
will pay, will, I think Data Coach Claire did a study on it and it increased everybody's commissions by an average of 40%,
Wow.
just that one tool. And which is crazy. It's not even counting all the time that it saves you doing the other stuff. So
And
it's
again,
amazing.
it was another aha moment for me because I figured out how to go into Chrome store and download the Oink program. And I did all of that on my own. If you had asked me a year ago, actually, wait, how long have I been in the Oink program? I've probably been about a
Let's see.
year.
He started Oink in June of
Oh,
2025.
Okay, so almost a year. So if you had asked me back in June, because I didn't start right away in June, if you had asked me in June, being over 50 and not having any technology, and now I had to go into a Chrome store and download an extension called Oink for Influence, like, how do I do that? And I sat here for one whole day trying to figure this out. Like, okay, he says it's pretty easy. Like, you just go here and you do this and you do it. But I think a lot of times, like even Rob forgets that there's a lot of us who need that, like, slow down, give me the step by step. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know what you mean by that. So I sat here and I'm like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. So I went in, Googled Chrome store. Oh, wait, look, it popped up. Okay. So then the next screen comes up and I'm like, Oink for influences. It's right here. Okay. So it says download. And I'm like, shoot, is it going to be a virus? Or I sat here like, I
Yeah.
don't want to ask anybody because I'm determined
Yeah.
at over 50, I'm figuring this shit out by myself. Like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm not asking. So I read what it said on the screen. I'm like, okay, it looks pretty legit. I watched his video again. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. I did it. I did. And the first time it ran my reports, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a virus. Like, all these things are popping up and all these things are happening. It's like even embarrassing to admit, but I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to call my husband and be like, I don't know what I just did? Like, what did I download? All these things are happening. And then I'm like, wait, just be patient, trust the process. You searched it, you researched it, you learned about it before you did it. Trust the process. And so I trusted the process, and then it started by the end of the week, I saw that I had already made money, and I'm going, and then I told my husband, like, hey, this is what I
Look what I
did.
did.
I'm like, this is so cool. But yeah, it's hard being a Gen X. It's hard when you don't have so many people go into this and they have the marketing background or they have the computer skills or they have. I had none of that. I had none of that. Like, I didn't even know how to back up my phone. We got new phones and they're telling us we have to, did you back up? And I looked at my husband, I looked at my kids because we were all at
Like I,
Verizon, and I'm going, what do you mean by backup? Like, what do I do? I didn't even know how to
yeah.
do that, and to do what I've done by adding extensions and the programs and editing and posting. Like, I'm still having those aha moments. Like, I can't believe I'm doing it. And
I
I
love
didn't
it.
think going back almost 2 years ago, if you had told me this is where I'd be today, I'd be like, no, I'm not. I don't even know how to work my phone, never mind my computer,
Yeah.
you know?
I think that that's like so inspirational because I think there's so many women that are in your situation that, they're the 50 plus club and they're just like, I want to do something, but I'm
Right.
intimidated or I don't know. It's like, hey, if you know how
Yep.
to get to a Google page where you can Google something, you can figure this out. Um, and their support, like you can ask questions. You can get in a community where you can ask
Yes.
questions and have that support and
And
help.
that's the beauty of being on Facebook, which I highly recommend if you're wanting to do the Amazon journey, is absolutely open up a Facebook account because there are support groups for
Yeah.
everything.
Yes.
There's, Amazon has so many different programs
Hmm.
and pages that people have created for that. The Oink extension alone, we have two separate ones, the regular one, and we have one just for the paid version. And the amount of knowledge and information and the amount of people on there that has and have been doing this for so long, and many, I mean, even started after me or around the same time. Like, we start at the same time and our journeys are completely different. Like, you are way more ahead of me. Like, I wouldn't even know how to do this whole podcast and set up. I would learn if this was something that I absolutely, but I
Yeah.
have a YouTube account. I now have a Pinterest account that I've been using. I have TikTok. I have X, which used to be Twitter. I have the Instagram, the Facebook, so I have all social media opened. So I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. I don't want to what happened with TikTok last year where everybody
Yeah.
had their eggs in one basket and so many were fearful because that was their only income. And with
Yeah.
Amazon being, it's a passive income. Like for the rest of my life, like I said to the girl across the street, for the rest of my life, if I decided today that I was completely done and I did not want to work anymore, my videos for a while is still going to make me money as long as those products are selling on Amazon.
Yeah.
Eventually, they may stop. The brand may not be there anymore, especially if I'm not doing any upkeep.
Yeah.
But for a while, I will be making money and not working at all.
Yeah.
But I need backups, which is why now I opened up a YouTube and I have a Pinterest, and because I'm repurposing those videos into other platforms. So that way, hopefully the other platforms will get to a point where like Amazon, where it's making money and I'll have money coming in from different avenues. But right now I'm getting monetized. So I am on Facebook is monetized, Instagram is monetized. Now I'm working on others so that way I can start earning from the others too.
I love that. It really is so smart. And I think it's important to like, don't feel like if you're starting out with Amazon influencer that you need to do all of the things. Like,
No.
like you've done this because you've been
Yep.
doing this for a couple of years. Like, you know your system, you know the process. And so that's like you can do it in your sleep at this point. And so adding in the other things is not crazy. But if somebody is new and they're trying to add in the Pinterest and the YouTube and the
Oh,
Facebook and
that's
all
too
this,
much.
like,
So the first
don't do it.
year, my 2024, like I started in April, from April 2024 to April 2025, the only thing I did was Amazon, was just the reviews. I wasn't even posting them on my social media.
Yeah.
I didn't start doing it until at least 7, 8 months in, where I posted, I think around the holidays. If I saw a good deal, then I would post. But I strictly just stayed with making and creating the shoppable videos for almost a solid, 9 months to 12 months before. And I had Facebook so that I can get into the communities and get the help
Yeah.
there. It wasn't until the summer of last year where I really started opening up as an Instagram, not Instagram, a TikTok account, and started putting some of my videos on there. I got approved for the TikTok shop. So that was another big moment for me, was getting enough followers and getting approved for the TikTok shop, and then got approved for the TikTok live. So that was another. So it's like I set little goals for myself on what I want to accomplish and what I want to do. And again, but the first year I devoted just to building my storefront and
Yeah.
getting a passive income up and running, getting it ready so that way I can go on vacation for a week. And guess
Yeah,
what? When I
exactly.
come back, I'm making money every
Yeah.
day that I'm on vacation without working, which is amazing.
Beautiful.
And
It's
now
a
with
beautiful thing.
Oink, it's even better because I don't have to really bring my laptop and sit there and be like, hold on a minute, let me run my
Yeah.
reports. When I go on
That is
vacation in
very true.
June, I'm going on a girls trip in June. I'm still going to bring my laptop just to make sure the reports ran. But the fact that now we have it with a paid program where it will run the reports for us 3 times a day, that we set the times. I can go on vacation. I'm going to bring my laptop and I'm just going to have it up and, plugged in
Yeah.
and whatnot, and just check that it. But the fact that I don't have to do anything, it's just going to work for me.
It's
My
so good.
laptop will work more than me.
I love it. I love
Love
it.
it.
It's it really is just it if you can get this down, if you can put the effort in, because it like the
Yes.
return is typically fairly slow, but you'll see that it's working. Put the time in, put the effort in, and this can really be a nice, strong income stream that can
Yes.
bless your life and that can be more passive and allow you that time freedom and location freedom and all the things. So I love it so much.
Yeah,
Fern, oh my
absolutely.
gosh, the time has flown by. I just looked at the clock. I'm like, oh, wow. Um, any closing tips that you would give to somebody that's in your shoes, that their kids are leaving, they don't know who they are, like they don't know technology. What tips would you give them? What words of inspiration would you give them?
I would have to say, if you are either a stay-at-home mom, or a lot of people do this as a part-time job, but I'm going to speak for me. Being a stay-at-home mom, we lose who we were. Not are, but who we were before the kids, because now we are just a mom. and our focus is raising our kids and being there for everything that they need. Then they leave, and you find yourself like me, sitting in your kitchen, crying, bawling your eyes out, going, who am I? Like, who am I? I know I'm a wife and I know I'm a mom, but nobody really needs me. So if I walked out that door and didn't come back, like, would they notice? That's how I
Yeah.
was feeling. Like,
Yeah.
would they notice that I was gone? Because they don't need me until I found this program, and it's given me a purpose. It's giving me a reason to get up every day, to have something to focus, because this now is my baby.
Yeah.
Like, the more work I put into, it's like raising a child. They're little and they need care. And the more care that I put into this job, I like to say, the more it's going to grow.
Yeah.
And that's how the kids are. The more you take care of them, they're going to grow. They're going to get and create big things. And I feel like that's where I am now. I started with a baby, learning all the things like a brand new mom, learning computers, learning technology, searching what is the difference between Amazon affiliate and Amazon associate? What does on-site mean? What does off-site? They told me I needed my off-site ID. I don't know what that is. Like, what's the there's a difference between so I just started Googling all of these words and learned, and now I feel like my baby has gone from baby to toddler to like not really adult, because I'm still working, but look how far it's grown. And that's how I feel. So you're never too old to start something new. You're never too old to learn something new. And you get what you put into it. You get what you put into it. And now it's passive income, and I can enjoy some time off, and which I really don't, because I just love doing this. I
I'm
love
the same way.
every day still finding new products. Like, I have a pile over here that I got over the weekend, that this week I have, I think, 7 products that I have to create videos for. And, my brain is already processing, like, okay, how am I going to do this? Like, where do I set? How do I do it? It just gives you a purpose.
Yeah. I love that. And I think that is so valuable and so needed for so
Yeah,
many people. So
absolutely.
thank you.
So
If you'd
don't
like to
wait.
connect,
If you're waiting around, don't wait. This is your cue to get on it. Find a program. Look up Nicole. She's got amazing tutorials, step by steps. If you want, I wish I had found her sooner, but she has helped me tremendously with her videos on a lot of questions that I had, and her videos are definitely there. And you always, always come through and answer my questions, my frantic messages like, Nicole, what do we do with this? And, you always, always help me. And I am so appreciative of that.
oh, you are so welcome. And it is truly my pleasure. It's been so, I love teaching. I love helping. And I love when I'm excited about something, I want others to be excited about it
Yeah,
too.
that's how I am about this program. It is exciting to teach people. Like, when
Yeah.
people ask me, what do you do? And I'm like, hold on, how much time do you have?
Yeah. Yeah. For real. So, oh, this has been so good. So much value that you've added to this space. And I'm so grateful for your time and
Thank you for
your
having me.
your information and your experience. So if you'd like to connect with Fern, we've got all her stuff down in the description. So make sure you connect with her. And we will see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.